This session will help you to solve any part of the problem that you face in the topics. Before that, I would like to say greeting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh again. Salam sejahtera to everyone. And syukur alhamdulillah we can meet again today, this morning. This session is 3rd of November 2021 from 8 to 10, inshallah. Yeah. I would like also to to invite friends, your friend coming from other section to join the class. It doesn't matter. Yeah, if your friend have ample of time or free time, you can join the class, and please give or provide them or him or her the links. Okay. Okay. We are going to start with. I'm going to share with the. Slide here. So I'm going to stop sharing this one. So I'm going to share with you this one. Okay. Do you have the new slide, new screen, class? Do you have a new screen with you? Test one on the couple of years back on 2018-19 semester 2. I'm going to solve this one together with you. Yeah. Do you have this new screen with you, class?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you. And again, I would like to seek for forgiveness here because my voice is not recovered well, totally recovered yet. So if you can catch my word or my sentences or anything that you lost, you can ask me to repeat again. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let us now focus on this one. Yeah. Before that, you have so many work example. If you look at your notes here, starting for example number 12, yeah, we haven't talked this one. I know that, but you have ample of time to read on your own because you have the solution with you in the books. So if I can, a very quick one to go to you or to look at the solution in your book before we start solving the past test equation. You have this one. This one, example number 12. You have the solution with you, and I really hope that solution will help you. And as I, construct the solution, as I do the solution, I'm basically do the step by step, solution in such manner that it will help you. And you have this one. This one is very different from other type of gear, as I mentioned earlier. Remember, typically the epicycle will be longitudinally expanding on x-axis, for example, or horizontally. This time around, it will be expanding radially, become bigger and bigger and bigger of the size. And then you also have this one, another part, but this time around, the only connecting gear from A to S or from O to I here, this one, yeah, O to I or A to S is via planet. So you need to consider the planet. Okay, you need to consider the planet. There is no any other way. Okay, you need to consider the planet. So if you left out the planet, for example, this one, so you will not be getting the result of the gear ratio typically. This one you need to consider. Look at here, consideration of planet. And you have another one, this one. This one also a very, this one I think coming from last couple of years in exam equation. Yeah, you look at here, different A1 and A2 are part of single body. Very rare you found this type of gear where you found that this gear A1 and A2 is one unit, one single body. So you also have the solution with you, and I also provide you, alternative solution. It's not only one solution. And if you check this one another one. This one another one, also special gear, also part of the exam equation. And last but not least, I think you have the last one is, oh sorry, the next one is the exact programs which I provide you the deadline of doing this one. It is still a group. Is it still a group assignment? Okay, let's now quickly move to the objective of our meeting today. Yeah, on solving question coming from your past exam or past tests. This pull down menu giving me problem at the moment, so very difficult for me to open and close the file. Okay, this one. We jump to. I'm going to close this file. This is a learning schedule. Just now, I just want to check the learning schedule. So I'm going to start with this one. So what I'm going to do is to look at the test one on the year, on the session of 2018-2019, semester 2. We do this one, together, yeah? Okay. Let me put this one. Hold on a bit. I'm going to close the so many files being open here. I'm going to close one of the files. So we now focus this one. Okay, let's start now. Do together this one. Okay, figures show the top half of a compound epicyclic set with input shaft rotating at a constant speed of 900. This one. This is the input rotating with 900 RPM in clockwise, meaning that you have positive here. So providing input power is also they provide you 5 kilowatt. 5 kilowatt. Okay. And calculate the following a one with speed and direction of the output O. So what be the O here? We do not know what is O here, and also we do not know what is X here. If look at it, if NLS A2 is rotating with a speed of 4,500, this one is rotating, A2 is rotating with 4,500 RPM. Counterclockwise, you have negative. Number one, yeah. Number two, speed and direction of the output shaft O and gear X if A2 is held stationary. So this one, number one, number A, put it here, A. For B, this one is if NLS wheel A2 is held stationary, meaning to say is zero, no motion, lock. Yeah, this one is lock. Okay, for A2. Then braking torque, magnitude, and direction that must be applied on wheel 2. Why? Because you've been hold or lock A2. So you need to define what be the A2. Typically, this one is the B. Correct? Assuming that the gear, transmission efficiency is by 90%. So these are very typical question in exam and as well in tests. Okay, first you have to understand that for part A, for example, they do not mentioning any part of the twin being held stationary except for B. So this one, you need to free the gear. Free the gear. This one, you lock the gear. Of course, when talking about braking, you also lock the gear. Which gear? Lock A. A1, A2. So also lock A2. Okay, now we solve this one first. Free the gear. So we go back to the figure. We found that this is a part of epicyclic gear, which is compound gear. And you found that you have the, this one is the, the actual, this one is the virtual, isn't it? So if this one A2, this one is P2, this one will be L2. Yes or no? Yes or no? Isn't it? This one, of course, S2, yeah? You have A1, this one, obviously P1. As the A2 holding P1, it become L1. And this one is S1. So you cut into two parts, two pieces. And S2 with I, A1 with O. And O connected to X. And this is what we call as auxiliary gear. Auxiliary navigate, which is not part of epicyclic gear, as what we did earlier. If you look at the example for gear key and also gear M, remember? Okay, how to start with? So you know that this one is compound gear train. You need to solve with two tables. The reason is why? Because you know that this one is independent arm. It is not a common arm. So need to solve two tables. So that equation number one. Question number two, which train you are going to start with? Or start, the first one. Either train one and train two. You know that you can do either one. It doesn't matter. But as I mentioned earlier, to share the thing that I done so many years, regarding the epicycler, I do find that when you start with gear or any train with actual arm, it is much easier compared to otherwise. So now I'm going to start with train number two. Train or table one. So on table number one. So this is the thing that you have to understand before you start doing or start solving the problem. Yeah. Inshallah, by looking this one, so your assignment will become easy. Inshallah. I believe in that. Yeah. Okay, now let's start with this one. Excuse me. So I'm going to build table one now. Table one. Oh. Table one. Table one. I don't have a solution here anymore. Huh? So table number one is, we already agreed that table number one is one. You go back to the figure. Table number one is twin 2, correct? Twin 2. Why twin 2? Because comprising actual. Who decide? You decide. Huh? You decide. So now I'm going to construct the table. Zap here. So go back to the figure. I have A2, I have L2, and also S2. So all two. So you have here A2. The next one is L2 earlier. Is the L2. And you have another one is, what is the last key just now? Is S2 and I. So S2 and I. So you have S2 and I. Then you decide. Yeah, okay, now this one must be locked. Compulsory, you have to lock the gear. Which gear you have to decide? You can lock gear number, you can lock S2 or you can lock A2. Doesn't matter which to which. So put it here as a note, yeah. So you can lock here A2 or you can also lock S2. Just for your note on the exam test, you don't have to do that now. So the next thing is, when you lock, you have to hold arm. Hold arm. If you decide to lock A, for example, yeah, okay, I'm decided to lock A2. So you have to hold arm and can you follow class? Hello? Hello?
Can, doctor.
Okay, now this is the procedure. Okay, so because you lock the gear, you know that you have to give +1, you have to give -1. So that is basically the formulation. So now give the whole gear, give all gears +1. Rod, yeah, rod is rotation, yeah. +1, +1, another one +1. Number 2 formulation, remember? Number 2 is what? Is 2, because you already decide to lock A2 now. Yeah. So this one you lock here. So you hold, because if you go back to the figure, you have L2. You have to hold L2. So holding L2, hold L2, and you give A2 and give A2 -1. Can we give S2? Yes. You still holding L2 and give S2? Yes. But now I'm thinking of giving A2 instead of S2. You can try on your own later on, yeah? So now I'm holding L2, this one becomes 0. So give A2 -1, -1. So the minute I put this one -1, so there's no any other way, possibility. You want to, this one becomes 0, this one now 0. So this one is 1 plus. Okay. So your work or your aims now or your objective now only to look or to define what be S2. You have S2, look at here, give A2. So therefore, your NS2 divided by NA2 is equal to TA2 divided by TS2 negative. Remember? And you simplify, solve and simplify TA2. And you go back to the parameter. They provide you as such. I left one step. Yeah, you have to read this one very careful. As they provide you planet, this one, you need to use equation of one. Remember, TA is equal to TS plus 2TP. Okay, you need to use this one because they provide you planet, so you need to use this equation. I left one step, sorry for that. Yeah, I also do not read equation, so don't follow me. Yeah, okay. Do I say but don't do I did, right? So now I'm thinking of calculating the TS and TA1 and also TA2 first. So TA1 is equal to TS1 plus 2TP1. So S1 provide you S1 as what do you have? S1 is 50 and 25. This one is 50 and 25. Another two, that will give you 100. On the other hand, you have this one TA2 is equal to TS2 plus 2TP2. That will give you go back here, 8S2 and P2 40, 40. So this one is 40 plus another 40. Of course, you need to, never mind, put it here, multiply by 2. So that will give you 80 is 120. So you have the results, complete number of this. So you bring up here. So your, if I can change the color here now. We have TA2 is 120 divided by TS2 is, what do you have TS2 just now? Is 40 negative. This one is NA2. Isn't it? But remember, NA2, what do you have NA2? You give NA2 minus 1, put it in minus 1. So it becoming 3. Isn't it? So this one, put it in plus 3. This one become 4. This one is 1. So that is the results. So of course, when you complete the table number 1, you need to look what is the result for table number 1. So the result is, so therefore, you can take this one and this one become your results. Okay, then you have NL2 divided by, you have NS2, NS2 is equal to 1 by 4. Then you keep this one. Keep it here and put it here to be used in table 2. This one do not run in your test, yeah? This one just your notes. Okay, this one only note your notes, yeah? Your personal notes. Okay. Can I continue, class? I'm sorry about my voice, yeah? Can I continue here? Hello? Yeah, thank you, Tan. The next thing is to build table 2. Table 2 now, the whole twin. Whole twin. Yeah, and you have two possibilities in table 2, remember? You can lock or you can free the gear. But in table 2, because in part A, if you read very careful in part A, they do not mention this one, yeah? Part A, it do not mention about fixing any part of the gear, isn't it? So you have to free the gear. So now you free the gear. But if you want to free the gear, you have to ensure that 2 speed must be provided. They provide you which speed? You provide the 1 speed here. Another speed is 4,005. So it is clear to us that you can free all the gear, and the question is correct. So now you free the gear. This one you avoid. Okay, you avoid. So this is my choice. Okay. When you feed the gear, remember your solution will be plus A and plus B. Then you hold, remember, hold next arm. Just now you hold L2 in it. Just now you hold L2, this one. Now you hold L1. Okay, now I'm constructing table 2 now. Remember, construction of table number 2 is by one, is by doing the extension from table number 1. So what are the extension? You go back here and look at here. So you have A2, L2, and S2. So put it here, A2. Follow this one, A2. But you need to check the train, A2. A2 is not standalone. Let me clear the thing that I put here. Look at here, A2 is not standalone gear, isn't it? Look at A2. A2 here, A2 here connected to P2 or carry P2. Can you see my line, class? Yes or no? So this one, as the A2 carry P2, we know that this one is becoming L2. So you put it there. Go back here. Okay, A2 is not A2 alone, but sorry. I'm sorry. It's not correct. It's supposed to be L1. It's supposed to be L. It's supposed to be L. This one also not correct, yeah. This one is P1. Then become L1 because this one is P2. This one is L2, yeah. So now you go back here. A2 is not A2 alone, but it is basically L1. Next. Next, what you have next is L2. Put it here, L2. Okay, L2. Put it here, L2. Go back to the figure. Okay, L2 here is not L2 alone. If you go back to, you move from A2 to A1, you found that A2 is carried by S1. So you put here L2, S1, L2, S1. Is that clear, class? Okay. Then the next one is S2. Okay, you put S2 now. Go back S2. What do you have? S2 is I. Okay, now S2 is I. S2 is I. Then you extend a bit. The final gear is, what do you have the final gear? The final gear is, go back to the figure, is O. Sorry, A1 and O. So put it here. You have A1 and O, which is not in your first gear, yeah? This one is A1 and O. You have A1 and O. Okay? Zam. So this is the procedure. So anyone would like to ask, how do I select part of gear to become, one gear body here? Anyone would like to ask, or everyone understand this one? Okay, so now give all gears plus A rotation. We have plus A, plus A, plus A, another plus A. Then number 2, what do you have? You have to whole arm. This is the formulation, whole arm. Which arm? You already hold just now L1, is it? So you have to hold you already hold L2. Now you have to hold L1. Go back here. I'm going to hold L1. But if you hold L1 here, it is not L1 basically. It is A2 because if you go back to the figure, L1 is carried by A2. Okay, so and give. This one you have choices. You hold L1, you can give here, yeah, put it here. You can give A1 or you can give S1. Another choice. So that's why you have to do this one. What do you call it? Yeah, you have to do this one repetitively to ensure that you understand. Yeah, this is not very difficult. So you hold L1, you have choice to give A1 or S1. Okay, now let's say you give A1, okay. You give A1, I'm going to give A1, put it block A1. And I'm ignore S1 at the moment. So give A1 positive B. So whole L1, this one becoming 0, and give A1 positive B, this one positive B. So that will be the result of the two procedure, which will give you A plus B. This one is A. Then the results, of course, this one is 1 plus 2. So now, this is a bit challenging from table number 1. The reason is why, because you have two columns. You do not know where to start first, whether you want to start, a column for L2 or column for S2. So as I mentioned earlier, look at the gear that you give rotation. This one is rotation, yeah, rotation. So you give A1. Look at a friend of A1 is S1. Correct? So you have NS1 by NA1 is equal to A1 by TS1 negative. Yes or no? Then you simplify, and S1 is equal to a negative TA1 by TS1. This one is NA1. This one NA1 is positive B. Positive B. Exam don't one. This one is NS2. This one already done, isn't it? But if you don't feel convenient or confident about it, just do it another time. 100 divided by 50 multiplied by point B. And is equal to 4 by negative 2b is equal to negative 8b. And put it here as for your notes, yeah. As for your note, put it here. This one can also I do a line here. Can also you go back the line here. But don't do this in your test, and this one only in notes so that you can understand. Is that clear, class? Can you follow my lecture? How do I do so many lines and so many marks here? Hello? Thank you, Lee. Thank you. Those who respond, I think are very good for you, yeah? Okay, now 8. Then you take this one takes and put in the, you go back here, put it here. This one is negative 8b a minus 8b. So now you already completed the whole thing. Again, if, yeah, this one, notes and notes. If NS2 is not equal, I'm sorry, it's not NS2. I wrongly put it NS2. If NL2 suddenly not equal to NS1, don't panic, yeah. If this one is not equal, so you go back to table number 1. Table number 1, change. You go back to table number 1, change this one. What you do just now is log A2. So then you have to log S2. You understand it, class? You go back to table 1, log S. Okay, this one for your notes. Okay, see now. Then we will solve A now. Part A. A. What does A say just now? A say just now 4,500 is for A2. You make another one. So I'm going to clear. Never mind. I'm going to clear this one. I'm going to draw another line so that the line becomes thinner a bit. Oh, sorry. The column becomes small a bit, so I can put numbers. So they provide us A2 is 4,000 for A2 for put it here. This one 4,500. Positive or negative? It is a counterclockwise, so negative. Put it there, negative. Next one, I also been given by 900 IPM. Positive, yeah, clockwise. So where are you? I is here. So this one 900. You have two equations, then you can solve, isn't it? So you go back here. So from table, put it here. From table 2, what you have is NA2 is equal to NA2 is equal to what? NA2 just now? A. NA2 is A, isn't it? A or negative 4,500 equal to A. Okay, and we have another one. Ni is equal to what does Ni just now? 900 is equal to what is the equation for I? Is A minus 8B. So A minus 8B. Solve this one. A is equal to negative 4,500. Yes, then you have B. B, if I calculate here, yeah, 8 times 4,500 that's minus by 900, you get here 8 times 6. If you get the wrong answer, could you please tell me? Yeah? I get here negative 675. You get the 675? So then this one substitute in NO. So therefore, NO is equal to, you go back to NO. You go back to NO. What therefore NO? NO is A plus B, put it there, NO is A plus B. A plus B is equal to, A will be negative 4,500. Then you have plus by negative 675 is equal to, that is very huge, isn't it? Negative 5, I put it there, is 5175 RPM. That is the question number A. Number B, part B. Sorry, the other equation, it's not only an O, yeah? They're also mentioning about what if O, nx, give x. Okay, now nx, put it there to find x, to find x. X is not part of epicyclic gear, but if you go back to the figure, if I can clear a bit here, this one, yeah, and I did mention about this X gear is the auxiliary gear. You have to calculate, but not to put in tables, yeah. You know this one is connected. It's connected. So if I can put it here, for example, yeah, you have nx by no is equal to, what do you have? You have DO by dx. Remember, this one is the external connection, negative. Understand me or not? Class, not so many students turn up, only 27 students turn up. Thank you for coming, sir. Anyway, if Aisha, Aisha was the one always recorded this session, you can pass to your friend. Okay, the next thing will be calculating the nx. So bring here. So nx is equal to no just now. Is equal to the tx, tx, put it negative, simplifying. So you have your nx is equal to TO, they provide you what is that TO now? Is 100 divided by 50, isn't it? TO is 150, yes. And again, this one is negative. Why negative? Because this one, because external connection. And you multiply by NO. Remember NO, put it in NO. Negative 5175. So that will give you 10,350 RPM. Part A. Any question? Any question? Now go back to part 2. Part B. What does the question part B say then? Speed and direction of output shaft O and X. Same thing, but now A2 is held stationary. So part 2 here, A2 is locked. So solution 1. Solution 1, use table 1. Yeah. Then you build. Use table. Then you build. UILT build table, new table 2. Table number 2. This one, yeah. SB4. Then you build new table 2. Solution 1, yeah. Table 2. But log A. Solution 1. Solution 2. Use table 1. Use table 2. Easy one. This one as before. You don't have to build any table. Use table 1, use table 2. But now what? You have put NA2 equal to 0. So you have two solutions. You can build another one or you can use solution 2. I'm going to use solution number 2. because it seemed that very easy for us to play with or to use equation to solve the equation rather than building another tables. Yeah, as I mentioned in my class earlier. So now, if A2 is log, what does this mean? It means that your NA2 equal to 0. So you go back to table, from table 2, from table just now, what you have is table 2, yeah. Table 2, what you have is NA2 is A, and A2 is A, isn't it? So NA2 is A, put it there, NA2 is A, NA2 is A equal to 0, so your A equal to 0. And NI still running with the speed of 1800 equal to I just now is A minus AB, A minus AB. So you'll be getting B here. Okay? Then if you do this one, yeah, A0, so 900 divided by 900 divided by 900 divided by 8, isn't it? 900 divided by 8, what do you have? What do you have? 900 divided by 8?
112.5.
Yes, thank you. So you have negative 112.5. So this is your B. So the question asks us to define what? To find O and X again. So use the same thing now. So therefore, NO is equal to, what is NO just now? NO is A plus B. Isn't it? So equal to A with 0 plus, this one is negative 112.5. You'll be getting the result of 112.5 RPM. This one negative. Okay. And for X, yeah, for X, same thing. For X, for NX, what you have is NX divided by NO just now is equal to TO divided by TX, not to forget the negative. So the NX now is equal to, what is TO just now? What is TO just now? TO is 100, yeah, 150. Put it there, 150. This one is negative. Your NO is negative 112.5. So you will have here twice, isn't it? You will have 223. Am I correct? 223. 223 RPM. Correct or not? Any question? Sorry, 225. 2.5 is 5, yeah? Sorry, 220. And P is positive. It is positive, yeah? Any question? Any question, class? Anything you miss, lost, or do not understand? Thank you again, Lee. Okay, if there's no question, I am going to move to part, what is the next one? It's part C. Part C. This one, remember, this one is top. The top, the earlier one is kinematic. The next one is kinetic. We're dealing with talks. The question asks talk about the magnitude direction that must be applied to wheel A2 to hold it stationary, and assuming gear tendency is 90. So look at very carefully. I'm going to solve first, then I'm going to discuss a bit about that. Okay, now. So log A2. So it simply means that you'll be getting NA2 equal to 0. So, and if you go back to this one, yeah. So put it just so therefore, your N equal to NO by NI is equal to NO by NI. It is NO by NI. This one, yeah, ON, I, this one. This one is O, this one is I, the whole gear. We are dealing with the whole gear now, the arrangement of the whole gear. So we have, you can put in values, which is your NO calculated earlier as negative 112.5. divided by 900 is given. You'll be getting here, what we have. Let me check my calculator here. 112.5 divided by 900. You'll be getting 0.125. This one is 0.125 negative. Right? So, or you can also do this one by saying that here is NO by NI is equal to, use the equation. What is the equation? The equation is from O and I. Look at here. This is the equation. This one is the O. This one is the I. So put in the equation. Both can also do to solve the problem. So NO and I is basically A plus B divided by this one. You have A minus 8B. And you know that, remember, here A, this one is equal to A, isn't it? Then you put it here, 0 plus B divided by 0 minus 8B. You'll be getting same thing, inshallah, 0.125 negative. This is very important, very important. Even though the question doesn't ask us. The reason is why? Then we know that what? Omega O is not equal to omega I. This one in terms of action. Correct or not? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, doctor.
Then you move. Then you go further. Construct. Then I'm going to put it there omega I. I'm going to put here omega O. Different direction, isn't it? And you know well that we already discussed this one so many times in my lecture. This one, omega I and Ti, always moving or rotating in the same direction. And this one is always rotating different direction. This one is T. And you found that your TB is the other way around, TB equal to TA. So equation involved now is 1. Remember, you have what? The equation be Ti plus TB plus TO is equal to 0. You need to know what's Ti, you need to know what's TO before you calculate TB. So Ti, does they provide Ti? No, location do not provide Ti. So Pi is equal to Ti omega I. So Ti is equal to Pi, I presume this one, pi kilonewton, kilowatts. So you will have 5,000 divided by omega I is 2 pi by 900 by 60. You will have this one. Anyone a very good, a very good calculating this one in a calculator. Could you please do this one for me? And the other one, question number 2. You have what? The FNC, remember? Ei omega I plus Eo omega O equal to 0. And you don't have to memorize this one. You don't have to memorize this one. So what do you have here? Anyone? Never mind, let me calculate this one, 5,000 multiplied by 960 divided by, this one is 2 pi by 900. Then you have 53.1 Newton meter. TO now. This one to find TO. How does TO now? TO is equal to, you have the FNC. This one is the I. This one is the omega I by omega O. This one can also be in the form of 1 by N. In my book, I put that one, So equal to negative 0.9. The I is 53.1. And this one is 1 by N, isn't it? So you inverse the, what they call it, this, the gear ratio, which is 0.125 just now. So you have 0.125. This one is 0.125. This one is 0.125. Not to forget the negative. Then you have this one. If you calculate this one, let me check, If I calculate this one, you have negative 435.42 Newton meter. Isn't it? So you have TO, you have TR, then you prove, then you check this one. Check is basically you can draw this one. Yeah, I don't want to make it so messy, so I draw a new one. It's not very difficult. I'm going to use another color here. So you have the omega I, we have the omega O here, we have the I is equal to 53.1. We have this one is the O is equal to sorry, this one positive, yeah, positive, become positive, correct. 384 sorry, wrong calculation. This one is the result. Sorry, this one is not correct answer, yeah. If I calculate this one, we have 382.32. So you put it at 382.32 Newton meter, of course. Newton meter, of course. So the other side is to add up together. That will give you 2.42 Newton. If you put in equation earlier, remember, Ti plus Tb plus T O equal to 0. So you have 53.1 plus Tb is, this one here, Tb is equal to, you have negative T1 plus To is equal to negative 53.1 plus 382.32, which will give you negative 432.42. If you found the numbers is not correct, you do your own correction. But what can I say is the working is exactly correct, sir. It's definitely correct, sir. Only thing that the thing that I calculate could be wrong value. Okay, so that is the completion of the whole thing. It takes only 20 minutes, I think, or 20 minutes for you to solve this one in the exam. This is the exam question a couple of years back, sir. Exam or test question in a couple of years back. So it's not very difficult thing. The only thing that you have to practice and make things convenient, do the shortcut way. For example, the shortcut way that we introduce in class is not the shortcut way that you learn on your own. The reason is what the shortcut way must be also known by the lecturer who mark your work. Okay, so now supposingly, look at here. Look at the numbers ABC. You have ABC just now. Look at D, for example. D. You have ABC, isn't it? ABC, now D for D. Clark, you still with me? Hello?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, now let's say D. D what? If suddenly you found that it is not A2 to be unstationary, yeah? But if A, what? Look at the gear. A1, yeah, look at, let's say, A1, let's say A1, it doesn't matter. If A1 is locked, fine, yeah, fine. The top to A1 stationary zone. This one is very common in the exam, yeah. So partly test up to here. This one test. Exam you another one. So now, how is it? If you have this one, you cannot use the result, so you cannot use the result from C. No, you have to use or you have to calculate the new results now. Understand me? So therefore, you have NA1 is equal to 0 is equal to, go back here, NA1 equal to 1. Go back to the table, NA1 is equal to, where are you NA1? NA1 is A plus B. So put it A plus B. NA1 is A plus B. So NA1 is A plus B. A plus B. Given here NI is equal to, just now 900 is equal to sorry. Astaghfirullahaladzim. Is A minus 8B is, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? So you'll be getting what? You'll be getting a new A, you'll be getting a new B. And of course, you'll be getting a new N. You understand me or not? Because this time around, it's not A2 log, it's A1 log. You have to do another calculation. This one new, this one also new, this one also new. Okay? Then the procedure is the same. Next one, the procedure is the same. Next one is TI plus TB plus TO, same. The next one is this one plus this one is also same. This is the only difference. A new A and new B and a new N. Why you have a new N? Because you need to look for whether omega O equal to omega I or omega O, omega O equal to omega I or omega O does not equal to omega I. You have to prove this one, isn't it? Okay? Any question? No question, we move to the next one. You can also just for the sake of discussion, yeah, you can also solve the problem. This one option, yeah. You can also solve this one by using another solution. I'm going to then how is it? I want to clear this one. Is very messy. So let me put another one. Hold on, yeah. Let me put this one. Is what is that? It's the epicyclic, isn't it? So epicyclic. I give you another one, a new one, fresh one. This one alternative, yeah. This one alternative. Some of you might very eager to look for an alternative. So this is the alternative. So alternatively, you can also what table 1. Look at your table 1. Table 1. Table 1, you have one. Table 1, you still thinking of train of one. Now you table 1, train 1. Table 1, train 1. Try this one. Table 1, train 1. But as you look at train number 1, you hold L1, hold L1, hold L1. This one is L1. This one is L2. Hold L1 and you give S1. Try this one, yeah. Go back and try this one. For table 2, hold train. But of course, yeah, in test, you don't do this one. Alternatively, can also be solved. No, only one solution. This one just to share with you. There is some other method to solve, yeah. So for table number 2, you free all the gear, then you hold L2, and you give hold L2 and you give S2 plus B. Try this one. Go back and try this one. Inshallah, you'll be getting the same result. Okay? Okay, now move to this one. That one is the alternative. Yeah. Now, this is another test question couple of years back. So what the question asks now is show a compound epicyclic. Class, are you still with me? Or everyone left and I do talk to myself only now? Still with me?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, thank you, Leah. So input shaft is rotating, this one, yeah, input shaft rotating with 1,500. And the input torque is 500. This one is 500. This one is the I. Given, much easier, isn't it? Because already given. This one is an I. And the efficiency of the power transmission is 90. This one, yeah, given the efficiency. So what we have here, if the speed A2 is 200, this one A2, they provided 200. Find the speed of shaft O. What is shaft O here? Gear A1, what is gear A1 here? And also J, what is J here? If A1 is fixed, now A1 is fixed. A1 is fixed. Earlier, just now A2 running 2000 right now. A1 is fixed. A1 is fixed. Now 0. Find the gear ratio. Look at the gear ratio. Output torque TO, the new TO now. And torque required to hold A1. Torque required to hold A1. This one is very common. I can use the same figure but different in equation. So do not memorize the solution. What you need is to understand the topics. So I'm going to share with you this one. So first, what they're going to do now, first is check or perhaps observe the gear, given gear. So now you have S1, S2 correct, carried by O. Then you have now this is the actual. So we can start this one and you cut into two parts, isn't it? So the first, this one, train number 1, train number 2. So we start with train number 1 or table number 1. And we log, you can log A1 or you can also log S1. So I'm going to do this one. So now train, table 1, yeah, table 1. Astaghfirullahaladzim. This one, yeah, writing pad is problems. Table number 1, train 1. Then you log 1. You decide you can log what just now? You can log A1 or you can also log. Is it all A1? Go back to the figure. Yes, you can log A1 or you can also log S1. Train number 1. So build table. So build table. So I'm going to build table here. I have L1, I and L1. I and L1. I L1. Oh, okay. Student asking me about why I put bracket here. Okay. I put bracket here, I and L1, this one. This is my, what do you call it, yeah? What do you call it, yeah? This is my, I don't know whether you like it or not, yeah? This one just telling me that I is not only, input shaft, but also acting as an arm. If I put here I, this one is something else. I and, for example, I and S1, for example. This one is different, yeah? This one, I and 1 is one body. This one is one body, but it acting. This one is acting. This one is two bodies, acting in one unit. But it doesn't matter. You can put in anything that you understand and you believe. This is what I understand to myself, yeah? And easy for me to remember that when I see bracket, then it's not one function but two function. Like when you work, yeah, you work as engineer, but you also a manager, for example. So engineer come manager. This one is the input shaft come okay. So don't bother about the bracket and also the comma, yeah. As long as you understand what is the column, this one belong for one body. And if I can move the next one, I do have A1 alone and also S1 alone. So A1, this is my A1. This one is S1. But as I keep mentioning about, even though you cut this one into two parts or two pieces, yeah, because you put this shaft, then this shaft also O. So S1 is O. If you don't know, it doesn't matter. If you don't put this one O, doesn't matter. Okay? You just ignore part 2. You just ignore train number 2. Just focus on train number 1 only. So focus on train number 1 only. So now the solution, number 1. Remember when you log, We have to give +1, we have to give -1. So give whole gear +1. Okay, now this time around, I'm going to put it a shortcut way here. But do not do this one. Yeah, do the solution as what you have in your notes, or sorry, as what you have in your books. Okay, this is only in my class. 1 plus rotation, so yeah, +1, +1, +1. The other one, you hold which arm? L1, because we are focusing on train number 1 only, and you give what? You will give A1 just now. A1, -1. So I'm holding L1 here. I'm giving -1 for A1. So, and it is so obvious, 0 and 1. This one is 1 plus 2. And it is correct. Why? Because we log 1. So sin, put it there, sin A1 is log. It's not locket and log. L-O-C-K-E-D. Sometimes my spelling is not correct. Excuse me. What you need now is to do what the S1. So you put it here. Okay, I'm going to look for an S1. What I have is the A1. Put it here. And S1 by NA1 is equal to TA1 by TS1 negative here. We arrange and solve the NS1 because TA1, yeah, they provide you TA1 as TA1 internal, TA1 external. The connection between planet 1 and A1 is internal T. So pick up the internal T here. So NA1 internal. So you have this one, NA1, put it bracket, the internal part, the internal T. So the internal T is basically given by 120. S1 is given by 30. Don't forget negative. This one is NA1. This one is -1. 30, right? Yeah, it's 30. Yeah. So you simplify this one. You'll be getting 4. Put it here 4, 5. Then take this one as your result. Isn't it? Your result will be you have N L1 divided by N S1 is equal to 1 by 5. This time around, you can put N here. You can put N here. Why? Because this one also equal to NO by N. Okay? Sorry. I'm sorry. You cannot put N. But you can put what? You can put 1 upon N. Because NI by NO. Sorry, yeah? This one is 1 by N is NO by N equal to is NS1 by NL1 equal to 5. Oh, doesn't matter. Which to which doesn't matter. The only the important thing is to be used. This is the important thing, to be used in table 2. This is the important. It doesn't matter you put 1 upon N or N doesn't matter. Yeah. The important thing is to be used in table 2. Okay, now I'm going to construct table 2 now. Excuse me. I'm going to close this one, leave. Table 2, yeah? So now, table 2. So what do you have for table 2? Table 2, whole twin. And you have choices. You can log or you can free. But it seems that from what we have here, on the part A, you don't have any part or any gear to belong. So you can free the gear. When you free the gear, you hold now L2. The reason is why we already hold L1 earlier, so hold L2, and here can give A2, or you can also give S. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to construct table 2 now. Table 2. What is table 2? Is the extension from what you have in table number 1. So simply saying that first is I. Put it there, I and L1. Put here I and L1. This one is the procedure. This one is number 1. This one is second column. Second column is what? Second column is A1. So A1. Put it there A1 first. Then check what you have. Oops. I stop. A1. A1, yeah? Then you go back to the figure. You check A1. A1, if I can clear some of the thing, it's not needed, yeah? I basically enjoy teaching face-to-face rather than online because sometimes I feel that I talk to myself because none of you responding. Yeah, so I've been talking here so many hours. I miss the face-to-face class. So anyway, come back to this one. We have A1, so you have A1 here. But if you go A1 here, A1 here, and A1 suddenly carry P2. Now A1 is also L2 because one is L1. So A1 is not A1 alone, but also put it in bracket L2. Understand me or not? Understand me or not, class?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, then you move. You move. The next one is the next one just now. You have S1. Put it there, S1. Okay, S1 and O. You go back to here. S1 is not only S1, is in S1 here. It's S2. Then only you wish O. Then you put it there. Clear this one. Put it there S1, S2. Then you wish O. Next. Next, you don't have this one because next is belong to twin number 2. So you go back here and you look at what is the next one. Is A2, a standalone gear. So put it there A2. So that is to what they call it there, to select part of gear belong to one component. Yeah. So as you fill all the gear, you know that you are going to give plus A and plus B variable to the gear. So give all gear positive A rotation. Positive A, positive A, positive A, positive A. And again, don't do this one in test exam, yeah? Plus A rod, no. Give all gear positive rotation. Then whole arm. Which arm is L2? Why L2? Because first one already hold L1 here. Already hold L1. You have to hold the next arm. The next arm is L2. Where is the L2? L2 is here, 0, because you hold the one, no motion. And you give what you can give A2, or you can also give S2. Then I decided to give A2. Give A2 positive B. Most of the thing here, you have to do your own decision, whether you want to give A2 or S2. Okay? A2, you give A2 positive A. So that will be the result A plus B. And this one, the result of a 1 plus 2. Okay? So you have 2 column to to calculate. So we start with, remember this one, always start with whatever you give to the system S2. Look at the friend of S2 is S2. Same train is in A2, S2. So your equation will be very much easier. So if I can put it here, and S2 divided by NA2 is equal to TA2 by TS2 negative. It seems that NS2 is equal to, this one you can simplify, A2 given here, go back to the equation, A2 is 150, S2 is 50. 150 and 50, 150 and 50. Don't forget the negative. And your A2 is plus B. And you will have here negative 3B. Put it here, negative 3B, A minus 3B. Any question? It's not difficult, is it? So now, look at here, NL1. So now, you are working on the other twin, the second twin. And it will be very much challenging, yeah? NL1, divided by Na2. Again, this is one by doing chain rule. By doing chain rule. So equal to, we have NL1, the unknown parameter multiplied by the unknown numerator divided by Na2. And this one, we already done. Where? Here. But if you don't confident about it, you just do it another time, doesn't matter. So this one, and I put another color so that you can differentiate, yeah. So sorry, color with put it here blue. So you have Na and S2. Same, isn't it? And this one is what? From where? From, remember this one, from table 1. Go back to table number 1. What do you have table number 1? NL1 or NS1 by NL1. What we need here is NL1. So NL1, NS1. So put it there. NL1 and NS1. Check. Then you check. Check what valid or not. Check. You found that NS1 is equal to NS2 and it is correct. How sure are you? Go back to the column. This one belongs to the same column. How sure are you? Go back to the figure. You found that S1 and S2 carried by O, and it is correct now. Okay, so do not cancel this one. As you cancel this one, we will bring back to the initial equation. No point of that. You're not helping. So what you do now is to look at NL1. So equal to NL1 by NS1, calculated earlier is 1 by 5. Put it there 1 by 5. Put here as 1 by 5. Multiply by, this one is TA2 by TS2. Not to forget the negative. Multiply by Na. You can simplify this one as 1 by 5. This one is you done earlier, 150 by 50 negative. This one is positive B. Excuse me. So you'll be getting what? You'll be getting what you have there. You will have 3 by 5 is equal to negative 3 by 5 B. Put it there. Is negative 3 by 5 B. A minus 3 by 5 B. So difficult, isn't it? As you can complete the whole, the whole column, so you are basically halfway of the solution. Okay, I would like to suggest that the most important thing is this one. Table number 1 is the most important thing to start with. The reason is why if you get easy for table number 1, table number 2 will be smooth like water, like water in river perhaps, yeah, very smooth running. So. Okay, now the next thing is answering the question. So part A, what does question ask us? O, I, and J, okay, A2. And A2 is 200 PA. So what will be the N O? What will be N G? Sorry. Astaghfirullah. And what is the NO? NI1, NA1, NO, NA1, and NG. NG and NA1. From table 2, look at here, NA2 is equal to 200, is equal to, go back to table number 2, A2, where are you, A2, A plus B, put it here, A plus B, okay, this one is A plus B, NI, they provide you NI earlier, what is the NI? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I is, this one, yeah, I is 1005, so put it here, 1005 is equal to, so what is I? I is, where are you, I? A minus 3 by 5B. Solve this one, you have A. Solve this one, you have B. Okay. If you solve this one, I got numbers here. I already calculated this one. No, the earlier part, don't calculate, yeah. So you have, you can have A equal to B equal to negative. Check whether it's correct or not. Yeah, fine. The other one is 10, 12.5. Check whether it is correct or not, class. Then you're looking for NO. Go back to the equation. NO is basically A minus 3B. You will have the result, yeah? 1, 10, 12 minus 5 minus by 3 negative 8, 1, 2.5. You'll be getting the results. This one I don't have. Okay. You have another one was NA1. Again, from the table NA1, where are you NA1? Is A. Put it here. Okay, NA1 is not very difficult. It's A. So you put here is equal to A is already 10, 12.5. Settled. Created. What else? NJ, isn't it? If you go back to the figure, you find that J is not part of this epicyclic gear. This one is very important, yeah? J, this one is not part of it, but instead it be connected to A1 through external connection of the external T. So you have here NJ divided by NA1 is equal to TA1. But remember, this is TA1 is TA1 external divided by whatever gear they provide here is TJ, for example. And again, remember this one, always negative because it's due to the external connection. Now, you go back here, you do the NJ by NA1 just now is equal to TA1 external divided by TJ, and this one negative, so you have NJ is equal to TA1 external. What is the TA1 external just now? Is the 150, NJ is 50, 150, NJ is 50, negative, and your NA1 is 10, 12.5. Okay, then you'll be getting the results. Settle. Part A, part B. Part B, a bit more, class, a bit more. Two questions, this one, if you can solve completely, inshallah, you will not face any problems on doing this on doing the tutorial or perhaps assignment. For part B, they mentioned about now if A1 is fixed, okay, now NA1 equal to 0 since A1 is fixed. What else? Find the gear ratio. Okay, now look for what is N, what is the TO, what is the TI, what is the TB is equal to TA1. Earlier is AN A2. It's no, the earlier part is not locking or fixing any part of the gear. Now you have to lock A1. So you have to what? Now find new A and B. Okay, find new A and B variables. You understand me or not? How is it? It's not very difficult. From table. Hello, class. Are you still with me?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, from table 2, what you have from table 2 earlier was what you have for table 2 just now. You have what you have. Table 2. Let me check the table 2. Yeah, from table 2. Table 2. You have to look for an A1, isn't it? So what you have to do is from table 2 put it here. From table 2, you have to look for the gear ratio and also part of that. Yeah. So you have N is equal to what do you have? N is equal to NO by NI is equal to O is A plus B. If I not mistake, sorry. A is A plus B, yeah. A2 I is where are you? I is A minus 3.5 B, right? And the next one, what you have is the NO is the gear ratio of the earlier one, yeah. Okay, class. So now you put here NO O equal to A minus 3B. Put it here. O equal to A minus 3B. Go back here, put it here. A minus 3B minus by I will be, what is I? I is A minus 3.5B. So you need to look what is A and B. So find, as I mentioned earlier, right? A and B now, which is new. How is it? It's not very difficult, yeah? We have N A1 equal to 0 equal to A1 equal to 0 equal to A, isn't it? And we have another one, N I is equal to A minus 3B, yeah? A minus, or I put it here, and I is equal to I running with 1,500 just now, isn't it? 1,500 equal to A minus 3 by 5B. So from this, you have A and also a new B. So this one is not very difficult, equal to O. You put it O here, so 1,000, 4,005 divided by 3, you will have 2,005. It's not very difficult, it's negative. Okay, so you can put here N equal to, you have NO by NI is equal to O minus 3B divided by, you have another one is O minus 3 by 5B is equal to, you will have this one 3 and 3 cancel, this one cancel, put it, this one 5. So this one positive. Or you can also do some other equation by considering what is O here and what is I. For example, yeah, O is, O is, look at NO. What do you have for NO? NO is equal to A minus 3B. So you look at A minus 3B. So you look for NO here. NO is equal to A minus 3B. And the other one is NI equal to 1,005. This one put A equal to 0, B equal to, just now is negative 2,000. Then you get the result. Same result, inshallah. Okay. So this is very important. So as you get this one positive, you know that omega I is equal to omega O. This one in terms of direction. Okay. Then you start. Okay. Ti plus Tb plus To equal to 0. Ti, they provide you Ti just now by 500 Newton meter. To need to find To. So this one provide, need to find To. This one equation. Second equation, we have the FNC Ti omega I plus To omega O equal to 0. Simplifying, To is equal to negative FNC, this one Ti. This one you'll be getting omega I by omega O equal to 0. What do you have for this FNC? If they do not provide you, take 100. Yeah, now in 90, 0.9, 500. This one is I by O. What you have is O by I. This one is basically 1 by N, isn't it? 1 by N. So you can put this here 1 by 5. Simplifying, you'll be getting a results. You'll be getting the result. If you calculate that, you'll be getting, inshallah, negative 90. This one is not very difficult. This one is 100, then multiply by 9, 0.9, 90, it's 1 Newton meter, negative. So you have Ti, To. So therefore, your Ti plus Tb plus To is equal to 0. Then your Tb is equal to your Tb. If I can put the numbers first, or the value, Ti is 500 plus Tb, what you need. This one is minus plus minus 90 equal to 0. So Tb is equal to, you have here minus by 5. So that will give you negative 410 Newton. Then you check. How to check? Check. How to check? Construct the figure. So we already done earlier that omega I is equal to omega O. But remember, the torque is always running the same direction, up, down. This one is Ti. This one is running the other direction. So very different. You want to construct or to define what will be the TP now, unless you know the figure. So now we already calculated this one 500. This one already calculated 90, isn't it? So where will be the TB now? Or where will be the TA1 now? It must be here. Am I correct, no? This one must be TB equal to TA1 equal to 410. Then it will be in equilibrium condition. To share you one thing. Is it clear now, class? Yes or no? Hello?
Doctor.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee. Yeah? So now, supposingly, this one, yeah? Supposingly, this one. Supposingly, you don't want to start with table number 1. Sorry, you don't want to log A2. You want to give A2. But you want to give S2, for example. You can do this one on your own. So instead of give A2, you can give S2. If you do not get the result, for example, yeah, don't worry. If you don't get the result, you go back to table number 1. Try that one on your own, yeah. Try that one on your own. Let's try. Correct or not? Yeah? So let me 1 minute, yeah. Let me have 14 or 10 minutes. Okay, let me another. Okay, this one I'm going to use the same thing, but now have you copied this one, class? Because I'm going to change all the parameter here. Have you copied this one? Have you copied? Are you snapping? Hello? Hello? Yes or no?
Yes, doctor.
Thank you. Is that Lee?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. Okay, yeah. Now, okay. I'm going to give you idea this one. Okay. Okay. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you have choices right now. Instead of giving A, let us not start giving S2. So whole L2, still whole L2, correct? 0, and we give S2 positive B, positive B. So you have A plus B, correct? This one then you will have a problem here. A bit more, yeah. Only you have another 8 minutes. Don't worry, I'll be finished up before 9:50. Okay, now. So what you have now is you have okay, sorry again. This one you have to clear this thing. Okay. This one is S2, isn't it? S2, S. Okay, now you have S2, whole S2, yeah, correct. You have S2. Look at the friend of S2 is A2. So you have Na2 by Ns2 is equal to Ts2 by Ta2, right? So you have, of course, you'll be getting here Na2. This one, yeah, Na2 is equal to, put it negative, don't forget. S2, what do you have for S2 just now? Is 40, isn't it? 40, correct? And your A2 is, what if A2? If A2 internal, yeah, is 80. And multiply by your S2 is positive B. And this one is negative. Okay? So you have negative 2B. A minus 2B. That is not so challenging. The challenging part will be here. This one challenging part. T, you have NL1 divided by NS2 is equal to, look at the NL1, unknown, multiplied by unknown, multiplied by NS2. So you complete the chain rule equation. This one is Na2. Na2, correct? And this one is taken from the first table as what you did earlier, isn't it? So you go back to the first table, you found this one is NL1 and S1. So you have this one NL1 and S1, right? Then you check, and you found that this Na2 is not equal to NS1. Am I correct now? NS2 here, Na1 here. So this equation is not valid. This is what I'm trying to share with you. So this one is not equal. So this one is not valid. You cannot use this one. So in conclusion, it doesn't mean that by using the chain rule equation, you can simply solve the equation. You need to do more on that. You need to understand the gear itself. Okay. So how is it? Don't worry. Don't be panicked. Yeah. When you get this one, do not panic. You do this one. NL1 by NS2 is equal to, look at that, NL1 by S2. But if you check the gear, this gear, S1 and S2 is belong one body, isn't it? So you go back here. What you do is NL1 by NS1. Yes or no? Because S1 and S2 belong to the same body. But it will not end up to here. You have to expand a bit. You have NL1 is equal to, you have NL1 S1, this one, select from the first equation, result, which is 1.5. You still be using table number 1. So this one is NL1 by NS1 is 1 upon 5. Is 1 upon 5 multiplied by NS2. But this NS2 you give positive B. So what you be getting here is, A 1.5, B positive, A plus 1.5. You understand me or not, class? Do you understand me or not? This is very important. When you found that it is not valid, don't proceed. You proceed, you get wrong. And don't panic. Try another possibilities. You understand me or not, class? Hello?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so the next solution or the next step will be exactly as what we already discussed earlier. So I think we come to end for this session. Thank you for being with me in class. The next lecture on Sunday. I hope everyone can turn up because I'm going to to give you new topics on gyroscopics. Okay, on gyroscopics. So inshallah, I'll be providing you notes before the class so that you can read on your own before I meet you again on Sunday. Okay. Any question before we end our session this morning, class? So if you record this session, please pass to your friend. It is not only in my section. You can pass to any other section. You can also invite your friend come from other section to join the class if they are free. Okay. Any question, class? Lee again.